And here we are back at 105.5. Who would have thought, huh? Bitcoin pumping. I'm telling you, man, we got that liquidity to the upside. You could see it. And I wouldn't be surprised if we liquidate them shorts at 107.5, 108.8, and $110,000. Bookmap, baby, I'm just saying. See you soon. man. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Live Show. Let's get that music back up and running. Let's go, baby. Let's go. I'm going to pump it up. Shout out to everybody here on the live. We're actually going to put the music on like instead of this morning. Shout out to all my beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. I'm excited. You should be too. Bitcoin, 105,500. We're going to see what happens here as we deep dive the price action and find out exactly what's happening. Might even make a live trade. Usually not on a Sunday night, but we never know. We're going to find out. Let's go. Catching my breath. How to run upstairs to get a glass of water or whatever. A bottle of water. Shout out to Mountain Valley. No, that's not an official, connection or anything. I just like that water. It's good water. I would love to be sponsored by them, though, like Rodney Dangerfield was. Hey, I get no respect over here. Hey, I told my wife, huh? She said, why don't you take me to no place I've never been, huh? So I took her to the kitchen. Hey. Ba-dum-ching, hey. Never gets old, man. I tell you what. That one never gets old. The women love that one, right? Yeah, they look at you and they want to give you a bye. Yeah. Hit you right out of the kitchen the next Tuesday over here. Hey, I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. Hey, don't throw the plates. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to Bitcoin and the weekly candle close. Welcome to Bitcoin and the week welcome to Bitcoin and the weekly candle close. We're going to break it down for you like we do every single day here on the channel. God bless the crypto lifers. Sorry, I almost broke the mic, man. I fell down there a little bit, got winded. I got to put my all into that. So if you were with me this morning, I said that when we showed up today that Bitcoin would be in the green box right here. We were somewhere down here. I was looking for the cup and handle to break to the upside. It started to make the move. We got a nice little pump. Then we pumped up nicely. Got rejected, came down, pumped up again. Got rejected, got flushed right back where we started. Pumped right back up to the upside. And now here we are after a massive day of just absolute insanity. I mean, not a massive day, but a day of just a lot. What I meant to say is like a massive amount of just chop, right? Just a lot of backwards, up and down price action here for Bitcoin. Are we Pumplestiltskin? Are we Rumplestiltskin? Are we Dumplestiltskin? Looks like we're sideways right here for Flatoshi is what I talk about. 105,005. Kind of where it all started last night, too, before the bigger pump. Got rejected by that 200 moving average on the 15. We're going to break all that down. We're going to look at the weekly close, which stayed above 104,463, which is what I was talking about the whole time. Small time frames, big time frames. We're going to break it down for you. And you're going to know more about what Bitcoin's about to do by the end of this. Shout out to all the new people here on the stream. Thank you for jumping on in. I appreciate you. I love you. And I thank you. Please hit that like button. Okay? Please subscribe to the channel on our way to 100,000 subscribers. We're just really like 2,400, 2,300 people away. It's so close. We can do it. We can do it. And we can get it done, man. Happy Father's Day to all the beautiful fathers out there. People say Bitcoin Cash is doing some damage. We'll take a look at Bitcoin Cash. Sammy, please, can you take a look at Bitcoin Cash? Why is it performing so well? So Bitcoin Cash, it follows Bitcoin. And it's part of a new ecosystem too, and maybe something happened. You never know. Sometimes just people take advantage of some price action. You never know what's happening. So we're going to look at Bitcoin. I see some warning signs. I see some possible bullishness. I see a couple things on the table, subconsciously. We're going to see what my subconscious mind says. I have no idea what's going on. I let my subconscious mind interpolate the information, and we go from there. Whatever it says happens, it happens. All right? Shout out to Sabes, Brazil, man. God bless you. Shout out to Tiverson Poog. Shout out to Bitcoin Liquidated in Oolong earlier today, too. Amen. Yeah. Can you take a look at Bitcoin Cash, please? Why is it performing so well? Shout out to Thomas MC. Shout out to the live Sammy Crypto. I know I don't like calling myself a God, but I'm just a man. Yeah, just, I appreciate it, though. I don't want to put down your awesome enthusiasm. So God bless you. Thank you. Yeah. But I am just a man. Nowhere am I one of those. You know what I mean? A mythological character over here. Still, more longs down below. It depends. We're going to see. Watching on the big TV with the wifer and our furry friend. What is his name? What's that little furry? I think you probably told me before. But I don't know if I'd made it a priority to remember your dog's name. I should have, though. I should have. Wait, maybe I can get... Wait a minute. I feel like you did tell me. You want to just do the default Bella, right? Everyone's dog's named Bella, but I don't think, yours would be like Claymore or, Dylan. Your dog's probably name is Dylan, right? Yeah. It's Dylan. Soul doing good today. We'll take a look at Soul. We'll take a look at a bunch of different things. We'll see what's hot, what's not, why. We'll break it down. Bitcoin dominance, all that fun stuff that gets us ready. Bakaboo. Yeah, Bakaboo over there. Holding a higher from Resadum. Keeping it. Wow, why? So many people came here and put in Bitcoin Cash. It's kind of weird. I've never seen that. Maybe it just is the one. So anyway, let's take a look at what happened here on the weekly close, shall we? And break it down. Number one, the candle itself, disgusting, right? I mean, just look at it. For me, after a pump, that's bearish because it's indecision. And indecision after a beautiful pump like that, to me, just has to be right. It's bearish, right? If you were about to feeling good, everything was going your way, and then you weren't sure what was going to happen, I'd have to say that the decision you were about to make was on the rocks, right? I'm just going by the basics of energy here. We had great energy. Now you're kind of in the middle. I'm just saying. Why didn't we pick up good? Why didn't we get a nice close? Why we got so much indecision? What kind of wick is that? What kind of candle is that at the top here? So both candles, too, really just price action barely moves after massive movement throughout the week. Anyway, we break it down. Bitcoin open. So you're going to look at the OHL and C up in here, okay? The OHL and C, the open, high, low, and close for Bitcoin. We're going to look at how much it went down and the percentages, or if it went up. And we're going to look at the percentages that is to the general price of Bitcoin. So it opened at 105,734 and 1 penny. The high was 110,530 and 17 cents. The low was 102,664 and 31 cents, with the closing at 105,594 and a penny. Bitcoin went down $139.99 in the entire week. Nothing burger. If you fell asleep and woke up a week later, Bitcoin was down $139, nothing. Down 0.13%. Okay, so there you go. Bitcoin, pretty flat on the week. A lot of price action. We still found some massive gains. We got some big pumps this week. The big rejection too as well at 110. Okay. And then we were able to actually even call some shorts here. And then we called the absolute bottom reversal. And now here's where we stand here for Bitcoin. So we closed above weekly support or resistance that I kept saying it was very important that we closed the weekly. If we had closed the candle below that, I would have to say we're going down to 102. And then to the high volume node here, sitting with the point of control on the VRVP at 96,457. What is a point of control? What the heck am I saying here? I'm looking at what's called the VRVP, the volume range volume profile, or the visible range volume profile. And it shows the range of the volume just on the side. It's a profile is when you see the profile of someone, right? So when I say profile, you know it's the side view. So that's the first thing, right? And then the visible range. You can see the range that the volume's been making visually, all right? So the visible range, volume profile, and I can see the volume set to the side. It's the VPVR, the VRVP. Some people call it the VPVR. I've heard of different things. I just know when I go to the indicator, like right here, see, VRVP, number of rows. The difference between mine is when you put it in there regularly, it's going to have 24 row size. You're going to have to add a 0 here and turn it into 240. That's going to make it look like mine. All right, so that's why yours doesn't. And if it's new, you might have pink. The colors don't really matter. The big nodes matter. Where you see price action sticking out is where you're likely going to go. And we got above a key area, we can head to the volume area highs too as well. So the longer you stay above a node, the more likely you're going to travel further to the upside here for Bitcoin. So the weekly doesn't look amazing. It's hard to pigeonhole it into some type of pattern. It's really not. It's tough. At the same time, I'll take consolidation, because what I can tell you is it doesn't look like, that could be the falling wedge, and that could make more sense. If I'm happy, you're sad. This comes down to the 618 or the 0.65 golden pocket. That's where we'd be talking. And then why wouldn't it slip down to the 786 into the high volume node? It just would make sense. You'd see 96,000. I'm not saying we're going there. I'm just showing you this is your target if we do lose this weekly support. Then it's 102, 102.5, and then it's, right there at 98.5, and then it's, and so 98,500 would be a key area, 99K. We would be bouncing off the 618, the 786, and hitting that node. I'm not saying we're going there. It's just interesting to see that's where I would expect to bounce if we did get a move to the downside here for Bitcoin. So just, planning out both scenarios. I'm not a perma bull or a perma bear. I'm just looking at both possibilities here for BTC and what could be happening after we got the information on that weekly close. 5-day chart. And I'm saying, it looks pretty cool for me to go back to the top of the range. So you went top of the range, bottom of the range. So, you started here, jiggled, top of the range, bottom of the range, top of the range, back to the bottom of the range, back to the top of the range again. I just see this headed back to the upside here. And then we look at my beautiful 3-day chart. And so I've been expecting a bounce. And I've been saying it now. I don't know how long have I been saying I expect 36 hours? So I do say I'm open-minded. Anything can happen. But there are times where I get very heavily convicted on a general direction. And right now is one of those times. I'm looking for this move here for Bitcoin. I personally am expecting a bounce out this falling wedge to the upside on the daily time frame, at least back to the top of the channel and back to previous resistance here at about 110,033.77 and 73 cents on that 77. Beautiful doji. So let's take a look at what happened today on the daily candle. The daily candle finally reversed. 1, 2, 3 candles in a row with multiple wicks. To me, that's pretty strong. If I was trading bearishly, and we were going up into price action and I saw 1, 2, 3 wicks like this, I'd have to say we're going to dump. You know what I'm saying? Let's flip that upside down and see, this is what we look like right now for Bitcoin. Falling wedge with multiple wicks. It just shows we're likely going to move on out. I'm just grabbing a fractal magic from before there, but look, 1, 2, 3, and a massive wick is such too as well. And you could pull Fibonacci and wick to wick. And look, a wick to the 786 fib. I mean, that's creepy, right? But bam. The money printer for Bitcoin works out too. And that's why that limit order, 102,000, bang. And I just keep buying stacks of Bitcoin because I know that's it. There's nothing else we can be doing. That's, it's better than real estate. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice, but it's better than real estate. It's got, it's got more headwind than investing in almost any company on the NASDAQ or the S&P besides Master. And if you're going to invest in Master, why not just invest in Bitcoin? I don't understand. You know what I mean? So you'll own the actual Bitcoin. And that's the whole point. That's what Master does. So why wouldn't you do what they do? They don't buy your stock that you've, basically have used to buy more capital, to basically raise capital to buy more Bitcoin. And everyone thinks it's a Ponzi. I think it's the best thing on earth. I think he's just using a system that's so new that people don't get it. And they're upset that they didn't figure it out faster than he. And now he's using money that already exists to make more money. It's just the monetary way of the system. It's capitalism, baby. You can't get upset by it. Either get down or lay down. It's working. If he's able to produce and people keep buying the stock and the stock goes up and they make the money, then there's nothing you can really say about the system, right? Say, but it's a Ponzi. Eventually it'll crash. Everything crashes eventually. Bitcoin has been the most sustainable of anything I've ever seen over time. So I see a breakout. 12-hour looks good to me. I'm going to slap on the moving averages, take a look here at the bigger picture, but that should be near the 21-day moving average, and the stochastic should be extra low. That's when I look to get into price action. What I also see here is a swing down on the 12-hour, and if I take the same kind of point here, we're getting that, a sharp swing to the upside. I guess it's tight. You kind of have to use this. I still see a hidden bullish divergence. It says we're going to break this high before we break this low. So you're going to take out 110,000 before you ever go lower than 101,000 ever again. That's what the indicators are starting to tell me. And price action will tell you that alone. You don't have to pay for it. You have to have the premium maybe for TradingView just so you can have the highest end stuff and all the nice stuff and have the most, you won't have to pick and choose which indicators you get to put on it. But for the most part, you're going to be ready to go with just trading view, and it's going to teach you what's happening in the market. So I feel like we slipped out, got back inside, got tight, broke out, bounced, stay getting tight, and now you're inside. You can see you're basically riding a symmetrical triangle here on the 4-hour time frame too as well. This one's, for the bulls is going to have to break out. Doesn't mean it can't, and I have to say most of the time these break to the downside. If just recently 2 of them didn't, but it was the first time one, and because they're 50-50 patterns, they could go either way. See, and we're going to figure out where we are on the smaller time frames. That's going to help us figure out what's happening here. So you can see like Bitcoin's almost got a shoulder, a head, or you could almost say shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder. It feels like a complex head and shoulder that could break to the upside. And so remember, we're in this bigger picture flag that I've got drawn, and that says that we're going to make it back to at least the top of the flag. 15-minute is back above the 200 moving average. Every time the 15-minute gets above, I get more bullish than bearish. I just have to be. So I would start looking for this to flag out. I'd start putting this down here like so. I'd be looking for this to maybe go a little lower and then get the bounce. It can, we don't want to be losing the yellow line here. And then look, this looks like we could make a beautiful trade, and this is why you want to be ahead of the trade. A shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder there. That will have a monster measured move, the neckline to the head, and break us further out. I'll keep this set in stone here, but 106,000, about 800. And 106.8 is going to be that key contention. The 800s are amazing for support or resistance. I've seen it many times, especially for Bitcoin. It's one that goes, into the thousands where you get to see 800 more and more. So shoulder, head, right shoulder. Bitcoin soars to 106,800. And we take a look at BOOKMAP, and they still got more shorts that could get liquidated than longs. We've got a lot of liquidity, though, on either side. Right now, we're getting a little bit of a squeeze here. So the price went down. And then as you can see right now for BOOKMAP, we just got a bit of a short squeeze. So price was down here, came up to the 500s, and it seems as we squeezed the shorts a bit. Right there was just a massive squeeze. It looks like Bitcoin just went all the way up to 105.9 out of nowhere. Is that true on the 1 minute time frame while we were sitting here? Yeah, so while we were sitting here, Bitcoin went on a massive tear to 105.7, only to dump immediately back to the downside. I tell you what, you don't see me live trading that. Even that's a little too much for me, and I like price action because I don't like Sunday nights. Live trading Sunday night's a great way to end your portfolio pretty fast, in my humble opinion. No need to trade live Sunday night. It just, we don't have to push it, in my humble opinion. Yeah. You could do what you want, right? I'm not going to tell you what to do, but, you do whatever makes you happy there. But live trading on a Sunday night could be, it's very reckless, in my humble opinion. It's one of the least, we got to get that moved up so we get the pocket square in the shot, you know what I mean? Very important we get the square, man. So, no square, no dice. You know what I mean? I always say, no square, no dice. No square, no dice over here. Hey, the kid's got a square on. And you're blocking him out over here, Tony. Don't do that. Don't do that to my best guy. I'll back it out. I'll back it out. Now back it out. Now back it out. Now back it out. Can you get a square in the shot? Can I get a square in the shot over there? We got to back them out over there. Get a square over there. Hey. We got to get that extended keyboard. Maybe come down a little bit on me. There we go. Hey, Johnny. If you ever cut my square out of the shot again, you're fired. No, there's no one there, Johnny. How do you know where to draw the lines on Discord? How do you know where to draw lines? I don't know what he's saying, but the content directory and the Lifer library. If you go to the library, that's the spot where you can really jump on in and see what you need. All right. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being a part of the Lifer Vision. And you just might miss the next big pump. Look at that, man. They're going to pump it right back up. So crazy volatility tonight. Look at this. I mean, we live for this, but this is just absolute bananas. So you're looking for an inverted head and shoulder. I'm more bullish than bearish here for a reversal. Bitcoin's looking interesting. I say we go further to the upside. I say we long all night long, baby. No, but you do whatever makes you happy. I say a bigger move is coming for Bitcoin, and it's looking like it's going to the upside. It looks like the upside may be the move here. You can even see how that looks like divergence, even though it may or may not have been, but it has that same vibe. So I'd be looking for this to make some type of right shoulder and boom on out, or even go sideways here. Now, if we lose the, let's see, if we lose the 15-minute 200 MA, then we're bearish. We'll come back down for a possible double bottom, and then we go lower. So if we lose the 15-minute, I would expect to bounce off 105, 104.5, and then if we lose that, back to 103.3. All right, but right now, you know, the bulls have been done really well holding the weekly support of resistance. So, again, we're looking for this right shoulder to get made. Same thing here on the 1 hour time frame, some type of sideways price action before a bigger move. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Shout out to all the fathers out there. Hope you had a wonderful Father's Day. I know you did, because you're lifers, and lifers just cherish their days. And people that cherish their days have good people in their life. So that means I'm pretty sure you had, a good family looking out for you today, and you had a good time. Shout out to my lifers. And if you didn't, you live alone, I get it. Not everyone has, is so blessed. So, I count my lucky stars every single day when I see my 3 girls, and I'm so lucky to be a dad, and I know that. If I could hold this time in the jar, I would, but time has to move, right? But I'll always remember these days. If I am a soul that gets to remember my life again, I will always remember these days. I know I'm a soul, but I don't know how we do with remembering everything after our lives. But I guess you remember your past lives. But I will always want to remember this life, man. This life was heaven. With my 3 girls walking in the wind today. It was like 73 degrees with a light breeze. Just a perfect day here on the Northeast. Just blessings to everyone out here. God bless you all, and I thank everyone that's kicking it here on the stream. You all mean the most to me. Thank you. We'll just go up a little bit. Just bear with me. We'll go up. There we go. Then we'll come down. And then we'll also come down. Yeah. We're locked in. There we go. Now we're squared. We're back squared up. Every day is Father's Day for me. I love that, man. 110 and nasty here in Arizona. Woof. That's hot sauce, my friends. So Bitcoin looking like it's going to break out of this, broadening falling wedge. Look at this beautiful W. That's a W, right? Bitcoin for the win here. And that tells me it's going to moon. It's going to moon in the next target. I mean, I see 106, 150 here on the stream. It seems every time I'm live, we get a crazy pump. The 3-minute looks amazing. Looks like it's going to jettison further to the upside here for Bitcoin. We already went over the bear scenario. We talked about it already. Yeah. You'd have to go back in the chat to find it. It's a thorough analysis. I can't really backtrack everything we did here. We've been ripping for about 28 minutes already, so 30 minutes of thorough analysis. Really, right? I haven't said much about life or anything else. I've just been talking about the charts the whole time. I could sit here and talk about the charts for probably to infinity. I don't know what would make me stop. I absolutely love trading. It's just a beautiful passion of mine. So yeah, I'm watching it. I wouldn't trade anything tonight. I'm just watching price action. What I would love to see is this. Shoulder, head, right shoulder, right? Look, let's take a look. But you get a shoulder, you come down, there's the head, you get a right shoulder. This thing makes payday. Pele for payday over here. And get that pump all the way up here to 106,150 for BTC. It looks somewhat promising. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes there. Nice pump here. Look at this. The inverted head and shoulder played out absolutely beautifully. And I teach everyone, everyone says, no, patterns don't. What do you mean, man? Someone would say it was an invalidation point. It hit my spot. There was a gap there and there. It hit this 618 fibs. And again, I would pull a fib, and usually what I found is 90% of the time, Fibonacci, the 786 is usually, that one wouldn't even fire further down, but usually that is the right shoulder. You'd be surprised how many times the 786 and the 618, and you can go back test this, but I mean, that's a beautiful inverted head and shoulder that pumped Bitcoin. That's how it decided. So there's always going to be a reversal pattern. You just have to find it. Bitcoin's never going to reverse on its own, and then there's going to be bullish divergence. On top of that, you're going to see swing down and swing down while price action swings up. This is what I teach, and this is why I'm teaching this class, and this is why I will continue to do so. It's the 28th, the last Saturday of June. It will be in 13 days. Jump on it today. Hit that QR code to jump on into my live class. Hang out with me for an extra 3 hours that day and have a blast. And we have a lot to discuss. Let's kind of break down the week. So right now we're going to look at we're looking for Bitcoin to make another inverted head and shoulder, just like it did here. Right shoulder right there to the upside, and then continue to pump to 106,150. From there, we'll reassess the market. But that's my first idea here for Bitcoin. Is it going to go tight, stay with the 21, and get a pump? And so far, everything looks good. We're above the 200 moving average. We're touching the 21. Every time I've traded that, I've made gains. Most of the time, it's a very high probability trade. I don't love Friday night, but it's a high probability trade. Gold doing damage to the upside. Had a nice pump, came back inside the pattern. I see gold just kind of hanging out now, going sideways till its next bigger pump. I'm out the gold trade. No reason to sit in it right now, and we're going to get ready to trade the NASDAQ too as well. So we got Bitcoin in a bit of a nutshell. I like what I'm seeing here for Bitcoin. All right. What separates bear flags from reversals? I don't know what he's saying. AERO trade setup looks massive. I love Aerodrome. All right. I have a big old bag of it. I continue to buy a little bit here or there every once in a while when it's on the low. Why not? Aerodrome. And I like what you're saying for AERO. And it's sitting now at 74 cents and about to do some damage. Look at it right here. If anything pumps, look at it. Today it was ripping. I'd look for AERO to continue. One of my long-term holds, people know in my trading group that I've been hard in Aerodrome for a long time. I see it as the next cake. This market turns to something big. Next thing you know, bags of Aerodrome turn to something huge. And whoever wins, whoever makes big money in this next bull run, because it's coming. I'm telling you right now, we all went through the ringer for it. And people are going to call you so lucky in that Lambo. And you're going to call it earned it or, diamond hand. Diamond, baby, diamond, because you pushed through when everyone else decided to bounce. You know how many people couldn't make it through this market? You know how many people decided it wasn't for them? You know how many people said, you know what, I just can't hang? And there's still so much opportunity and so much money out here. But if you get greedy, if you chase every single night, you go through all, you use over leverage, you're always emotional, you're going to lose the port. Again, I'm not a rocket scientist and I'm not a financial advisor, but most likely people that do what I discussed lose most of their money. I won as a trader because I stayed consistent and I didn't stop. And over time, my long-term trades took over, my short-term trades, everything just started to play in my favor because I didn't stop. Anyone who spends as much time as me in any industry will be successful in it. I don't care if you sell pickles. You sell pickles like I did for the last 5 years without a day off. You're going to probably crack $1 million. You're going to make $1 million in commission or sales, whatever it is. You're going to be a millionaire in the pickle industry. You do your car wash industry, power wash. If you do what I did and no days off for the next 1,700 days, if any one of you picks any industry you want and just works for the next 1,700 days, and 1,700 days from now, you will be the boss of that industry. People will know you. You will be on top. I know you don't believe it, but it's possible. It's exactly what happens to anyone that puts their mind to it. It's on the way. It's coming to you if you want it. To anyone that desires the lifestyle and to win all day long, it's waiting for you. It's just when you decide to pick it up, it's ready to go. When you keep telling yourself it's not happening, look, that's an Adam and Eve double bottom there, and that boom to the upside too. AERO out the Adam and Eve double bottom to the upside here. Aerodrome thing ripping. Look at that flag. Previous resistance. We have shoulder, head, right shoulder, dump to the downside. Shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder, dump. It's crazy, right? Falling wedge, breakout, shoulder, head, right shoulder there. Amazing. So I see AERO making a move to the upside. Watch AERO for a pump to 77. Watch out for the stop hunt. But the stop below the 200 moving average is key, right? And they might even go for that. Lately, they've been like, you know, you've got to be super careful about where that stops at. But Aerodrome looks absolutely beautiful here. As far as I'm concerned, hold control down and take a piece of anything you need over there. Hey, I want it over there. Move it over there. 73,519. Stop below the 200 moving average here. 77,900 is the target. Wow. Yeah, for Aerodrome. And it's only a matter of time. Aero was going to wake up. And I see this thing could 3x, but before you know it, $210 at $2.10. Like, snap my fingers and this thing could do damage. Bam, I love this, man. People making gains on the live. Funny. Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show. And I see beautiful testimonials. Wow. Amazing. I just love the testimonials people are reading. Read the testimonials, people. See why people love the channel and the Discord. Find out what's going on. Listen to them. Don't listen to me. I could pump my own bags all day long. Like, join the group. But I'd love you to hear it from somebody else that changed their life, because that's when it really hits home. Follow me at CryptoLifer33 and go to CryptoLifer.com to find out more. Hit subscribe to go to the monthly, the quarterly, or the annual subscription. And we'll rock it out for you every single day. We do not stop. AERO, the electric cars, place taxis. See? / place that. Yeah, exactly. Between 104 and 111, it looks like a juicy longs for BTC liquidity hunt. Anything could happen, to be honest. I take it just one step at a time, one day at a time, and watch that price action. And what was our last kind of thing to say? Oh, yeah, we're watching to see this make some type of right shoulder here. If it makes a low lower than that, that idea is negated. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, brother. Where's everybody from? Shout me out where you're from around the world. I like to just see roll call here. Where are my livers at? It's 962 people. 27 cents on the chat revenue. Thank you so much. 302 likes. Let's get those likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. Where are you people from? Who's the first person they're going to write where they're from? What's the first town we're going to see? Albuquerque? Hey, he ain't nothing but a hound dog. Barking all the time. Ain't nothing kind of rabbit in. So we got Morocco, Ireland, Kansas City. We got OZ, Korea, Orlando, El Salvador, Connecticut, Oregon, Iran, California, Kentucky, Toronto, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, UK, but not Dubai. But now Dubai, Morocco, Miami, Turkey, Alabama, Lafayette, Sarasota, Wisconsin, the Netherlands, Switzerland, Lauderdale, beautiful Lexington, Galveston, Tennessee, Hilton Head, Boise, Abuja, Puerto Rico, Thailand, Yuman, Lithuania, Ohio, San Antonio. Wow, and it just too fast now. We got Block Island, Indiana, Miami, Georgia, and it just keeps going. Playa del Carmen, Mexico, Pretoria, remember that? That's funny. Yeah, I remember that. You're funny. El Salvador, Deland, Florida, Athens, Brazil, Warsaw, Rotterdam, Manchester, Midland, Texas, Colorado, ATX, Bulgaria, Cambodia, the Philippines, and it just keeps going on. It does not stop. Shout out to all the beautiful people here, man, from around the world. So yeah, Bitcoin could easily start a double top here. See, 1, 2, and then start to dump. I'm not saying it's going to pump for sure. I want to see, I'd make a right shoulder, and if it makes a right shoulder, then I'd be enticed. If not, we leave it alone. And that's what projection theory is. You don't trade what you see. You trade what it fills in. If it fills in what your projection was, then you trade it. See, you don't actually go for it if it's not there. There's no reason to do that. Okay. Looking at the XDC network earlier today, if you remember, on the stream. Let's take a look if anything's a little hotter than normal today right now. So Internet Computer is going Hyperliquid staying at 41, and I told you that's my baby. That's my trade right now, and I'm in it hard, so we'll see what happens, but I see nothing really to trade too hard. All right. Aerodrome Internet Computer getting a little bit of love today, but nothing too crazy. First Digital, BitGet Token, Litecoin, Nexo, and PAXG. I gave PAXG yesterday. That went up for gains, too. I gave you a trade yesterday that made gains overnight. That's trading gold. Gold, baby, gold. And you can trade gold on BTC.C. I have a link to that. You can also trade gold on MEXC at PAXG. And it also has a perpetual with a .T. And you could trade that, anytime you want, 24/7. I don't think 24/7. Because that futures market is not the crypto market, but it's, pretty close as comparative to regular markets. Shout out to the people here. We're getting to 1,000 people on the live. It's starting to get rowdy up in here. People want to know what's happening to Bitcoin. Just because it's a Sunday night, you have a lot of people wondering. They're curious. They're getting online. They're touching it. And then they're coming to the stream. And we're making cryptocurrency mainstream. We got the announcer voice, the proper suits. We're looking fresh. People want to be here. They want to learn. They want to find out what's happening in the markets. They want to know what's up with the CME. What does that mean? The Chicago Mercantile Exchange Group and the Fed Watch Tool. This week, Jerome Powell comes out. He's the head of the Fed, okay? If you're new to what happens here, he's going to have a meeting. They're going to talk. Somewhere at 10 o'clock, they hang out inside, but he's going to come out at 2 p.m., and they're going to send whatever it is to some news, Reuters or someplace. They tell what the number is. Someone calls and tells them what the number is. That call goes through the world. All the world, sites get updated. I go to Forex Factory, and I look right here for the rate. It's going to be here on Wednesday. Okay, we're going to have unemployment claims, and then we're going to have the Fed funds rate at 2 p.m. That'll come out. Right now, it's 4.5. It's forecasted to be 4.5. Previous was 4.5. I see it as 4.5. Again, if this war keeps, if this confrontation goes on, I don't want to give too much into it, but it will cause oil and gas to go up in price. It just will. It's a great fear-mongering tactic, and, there's just that level of scarcity there, too, and there's just a different, if they get in the way of how trade moves to the Strait of Hormuz there, things could get a little hairy. Being close enough that it could affect trade, too. So just, you keep that in the back of your mind that oil is likely going to go up in value. We saw that inverted head and shoulder for oil, and it played out beautifully. Someone asked me to chart oil like a few weeks ago. Ended up playing out absolutely beautiful. Remember, I'm the YouTuber your favorite YouTuber watches. I'm the technical analyst your favorite technical analyst loves to analyze. Okay? I'm the technical analyst your favorite technical analyst watches every single day. They don't admit it, but they do. I watch nobody because I don't have the time. I got 3 kids, my trading group, and my YouTube channel, and those 3 things are keeping me extremely busy. Busy. I have no time really for anything else. And I don't, to pray and to be with God and to meditate. And God is number one. Everybody put God first in your life and everything falls into place. Because if you put God first, you believe everyone was made by God and they're special. So then you can't disrespect anything that God made, right? No. So I can't disrespect you because you were made by God. Even if you disrespect me, hurt me, do something wrong, I have to turn the other cheek. I have to look the other way. And it's not about getting beat up or slapped or disrespected yourself. It's about knowing that you've reached such a higher plane in life that you can't get hurt by the negative energy anymore. It just doesn't hurt you because if God has you, if you're fully with God and you're going to go to that eternal light and you're going to rock out when you pass out to this next realm, then you have nothing to fear at all. And so you're set free. And once you're set free, what is it? And so what's losing money? I lost my mom on Thanksgiving. That would rip my heart out. Changed my life, made me more spiritual and less physical, right? As she floated away, so did my physical feeling and connection to her physicalness. And the only way to be with her is to be more spiritual because that's the way I could live with her. As we get older, I find a way to extract ourselves from the physical and more into the spiritual. I think that's the whole process here on this earth. We work every day to get closer and closer to the spiritual and further from the physical. Eventually, you're not, you can sit there and it could be a half-naked woman in front of you enticing you, and you can sit there as a man and just, because you're not fully physical, you're more spiritual, and your spirit knows that that's not the love of your life. If everyone did that, we would have promiscuity. If we had promiscuity everywhere, there would be, transmitted disease, and then there would be a lot of kids without parents. We didn't know who was who. So when you do the math, everyone wants to, be free and have fun, right? Let's be honest. That's your animal instinct inside of you to do that. We all have that animal instinct. But if we all followed our animal instinct, then society would not be whole. And so there's a level to which we need to hold back And that's really the struggle of life. How much of a beast do you want to be, and how much of a spirit do you want to be? And you're always in between. Everything you can do could be more spiritual or more into that pull down of your human, And so you inherited this body, this form. And again, I don't mean to be too preachy tonight, and we're getting into the charts immediately, but it ties into the charts because we do a holistic approach to trading here. And it's really about how you feel about yourself. And that has a lot to do with your P&L and where you can go in life. Amen. Right? Amen. Nature stays, spirit lives on 100%. The truth shall set us free. So let's go through the whole week. Monday, we have core retail sales. Nothing on Monday. BOGE policy rate in Japan, right? Bank of Japan. So, But Tuesday comes in at 8:30 Eastern Daylight Savings Time. Core retail sales month over month. Retail sales month over month. And, so we want to see how is retail doing. And, previously they were up 0.1. The forecast, they're going to be down. They think sales will be down. They think they'll be up by 0.2, but down by 0.6 month over month. Core retail sales will be slightly up. So that's what we're looking at here. Okay. Wednesday, we jump to unemployment claims at 8:30. And then the Fed funds rate at 2. So that's going to be crazy because we have volatility in the morning and volatility at 2 p.m. Man, it's like a week where I could see Master Friend putting his feet up and saying, I'm all set, right? Yeah. Monetary policy summary, right? In Great Britain. And then Canada has their retail sales, right? Which I'm actually going to look at that, even though it's not a red folder, but. So the week ahead is full of a lot, right? It packs a punch. It's Tuesday at 8:30, it's Wednesday at 8:30, and then it's the Fed funds rate. Expect a lot of liquidations on Wednesday, which usually makes Thursday pretty flat. Even Friday. Hell yeah, Sam, making me feel so good. I'm about 7 months clean from fentanyl and benzos. Wow, man. I lost my mom at 14 and tried to cover that pain for so long. You and the group have been godsend. God bless you, man. You never needed that stuff to begin with because that way you can never be your best version of yourself. And you can't help others, and we need you to help as many people as you can with that pain. You went through that pain for a reason, so now, you could mentor young kids that have lost their parents. It happened to you. People will take you seriously. There's millions of people that their parents didn't die at 14, but yours did. So you have a story that you can use that story to help other people, man. God bless you, brother. Thank you, Easy Digital, for sharing. That means the world to me that you opened up, man. God bless you, bro. All right, let's get back into the chat, shall we? Shout out to the beautiful, beautiful people here. Let's get the likes all the way up to 1,000 likes. We have almost 1,000 people here. Who's holding back on the like button? There's no reason. The like button will come back to you tenfold. It's selfish to hit the like button. It's not even about me. My life's going to go fine. I'm going to keep streaming. My channel's going to keep going. Everyone can see how consistent I am. I don't have to worry. As long as I'm healthy, God keeps me good, and I pray and I ask for thankfulness and gratitude every single day. We're going to keep moving. So I'm set. We know I'm set. My work ethic, my commitment has been settled. Everybody knows that. It's each and every one of you. You guys need to hit that like button. Keep it pushing. Hit that like button, baby. Keep pushing that like button. I appreciate it. God bless each and every one of you. I can't do it alone. I can't hit the like button 1,000 times for myself, but only you can. So, and I'm not, I'm okay to be vulnerable here and say, hey, I need your help. I can't do that one alone. That's the one thing I need your help on right now. And I don't ask for a lot. I really don't. Every once in a while. But it's very rare you see me ask for something. I'm a giver. It feels better to give than to ask. So I ask less, I give more. I talk a lot, but I don't ask for things. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. And I love you guys. Love is the strongest frequency in the game. If you live in love, you cannot be denied. Remember that. Repeat it after me. LOVE. The frequency is real, is strong. Can we flag out? Looking like we've kind of already broken market structure. And again, Sunday night, worst night to trade. It's treachery. But I still see this right shoulder. I wouldn't be surprised if we end up pumping into the night by tomorrow morning and we're in the gain. Sammy the Bull, shout out to Frank J in the house. Shout out to Tony Rosas, been with me for a long time. Dave Roy, been watching for a minute. Victor Navarro, been watching for a long time. Brett Purbles, my man. Baby Genius, just started watching, man. God bless you. The black back one is feelings too, people. Right? For real, look at the value this man is offering and that we're all receiving. God bless you, man. Thank you. Am I wrong in seeing the 50-minute semi cup and handy? No, we see it too. We see it too. There's the cup. There's the handle. It's an inverted head and shoulder. 15-minute looks like it's ready to do damage cheese, man. It's ready to make damage cheese to the upside. It's above the 200 moving average. Wow, look at that crazy price action there for the 1 minute. So, yeah, I'd be watching your 15, like you're saying in that cup. I'd watch for the 21 to come on up the price action. If it touches the 21 when we're above the 200, we are in there like swimwear for the move. It just looks like it may end up becoming somewhat of a bigger flag here. And only time will tell. Nobody knows for sure here on this beautiful Sunday night. June 15th of 2025, on the precipice of a possible massive run that could be coming for us. Or are we making a lower low? Are we going all the way down to new lows? All right. No alcohol since January. Shout out to Jennifer. We love you. Keep pushing. That's amazing. That's 6 months. You could do another 6 easy, and that'll be your first year probably, in a long time. So, I don't know, right? But the way, if you're celebrating getting off, I'm suggesting you've been drinking a lot in the past, but that's fine. That's the past. You're a new person now. Once you recreate yourself, you're not the person you used to be. So you don't have to compare yourself to that person because you're just not that person anymore. You don't do those things. All right? You're on a new path, a new way. You're ready to rock. You're ready to go. All right? Congrats to being sober. Clarity is amazing. 100%. 100%. Granddad died last year. He spoke to his 50-plus year best friend and was crying and just said, I'm going to miss you all. You're my best friends. 92 years old, and his last clear thoughts were of his friends. I mean, unbelievable, right? Wrecking longs and shorts, the wrecking ball for Bitcoin. Just as long as you stay above this 200 moving average again on that 15, I'd be looking for the 21 to cross and for us to get that kind of shoulder, head, right shoulder. So we're looking for this shoulder, this head, this right shoulder. We're looking for this shoulder, this head, this right shoulder, inside of the right shoulder. I've seen it many times. Look at this inverted. I see it all the time. Cup, handle, blast off. It's there every day. You just got to find it. There's money to be made. Last night, I talked about this breaking out. We did. We got a beautiful breakout. Boom. All the way to 106.63. Rejected by the 4-hour 200 moving average. And I teach my students this all the time. Right to the 200 there. Right to the 200 there. Yesterday, too, as well. And, I know it's retrospect after the fact, but this is something key you want to keep paying attention to. You take profits at 200 moving averages. When you get above them with 21s, you want to long pretty hard. That's what I do. Again, I've found this to be true over time, but you do whatever makes you happy, right? I couldn't force it on you, and I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy that goes over the charts, self-taught technical analyst. What I know is what I know from just doing what I do. You guys have seen me day in and day out for thousands of days now. I don't know. I guess I've learned something. You tell me. It's up to you guys. I'll be judged by the mass, by everyone out there, right? By my lifers, really. If your daily average isn't serving you, you're given the opportunity to change it every day when you open your eyes. Start with admitting average sucks. Wow. That's harsh, but that's true, man. That's just, tough love. Meanwhile, my daughter and my husband aren't drinking anymore either. I love that. That's good to hear. That's awesome. Just hit it 2 years. Good stuff. I have to love this group. It's been a wonderful place to focus and motivate. Shout out to James Quick. We love you, man. Thank you. Hey, Sam, if you have a premium YouTube, then I cannot have the 21-2 on my chart. Hey, Sammy, if you do not have premium YouTube, then I cannot have the 21... What? Premium TV. Oh, yeah, YouTube. It's possible. I would go to... No, you should be able to add the 5 MA. So you just go here and you type in 5 MA. And put 5 MA and then just program it, Click here and turn this to a 21, 50, 100, or 21, 50, 80, 100, 200. And then turn the 21 white, turn the 50 to red, which is down here and one in. turn the 80 was the 80 is like a pink, or no, purple. Go down here and go into like right there. Right there. So go down 2. So I'll go all the way to the left, down 2, over 2. And then for number 4, that's the 100. We make it blue right there. So go all the way to the bottom. All right. And go up 1 over to the first blue. And then the last one, we make bright yellow right there like that. And that would be your 21, your 50, your 80, your 100, and your 200. And you use the one indicator called the 5MA, which would add all. And you can star anything you want, which will add it to your favorites. And you have your favorites just waiting for you whenever you need them. Bitcoin, 105,430. Sitting pretty, looking for it to either break up or down out of this bigger symmetrical triangle, and then watching the smaller time frames to see if they'll prevail over time to break us out. And that's kind of where we're at. We're going to see if this turns into a bull flag here and gets a bit of a bounce, or does it break the 200 MA and get a nasty dump to the downside? Anything is possible today. I'm looking a little more bullish because we're above the 200 moving average, but it's Sunday night, and after years of trading Sunday night and learning my lesson, I just don't trade it anymore. It's unless there's something I have to have, like it's just so big. Even then, I'm like very wary of it. So I just wait till Monday, and again, I go hard Monday night, 6 p.m. I might see something tomorrow. We traded amazing 2 Mondays ago, so I never know. I may trade Monday, but for the most part, I'm just going to be watching price action, observing, getting ready for the next bigger move. I am curious why everyone's talking about Bitcoin Cash today. I want to take a look myself. Did it get a huge pump? Maybe it did. So it's funny. I had a trade for it right here with a stop loss down here, and it's almost about to hit my target. So if you took the trade, and it was back in May 20th, so it was about a month ago, and it took its time. It pumped up. I mean, I would have been out already there. Came back down to break even a little lower. Pumped up again. But again, as you can see, the trade continuing to move, and Bitcoin Cash has just been going up ever since 275. Now, it used to be way better correlated. For instance, when Bitcoin went up to 100K, because there was a time when the Bitcoin Cash was like 2,700, and Bitcoin was, I don't know, $5,000, $4,000, and then they started getting really close. And there was a chance that Bitcoin Cash was going to flip Bitcoin, and people were freaking out, including me. It was getting really weird. Then we had SegWit. You had to basically they had to vote whether they wanted SegWit for Bitcoin, and they decided to pass the vote. I still have some SegWit Bitcoin from back in the day. That's how OG it is. I mean, Bitcoin Cash could keep going. I'd like to see the daily flag out now and consolidate for a bigger move, though. Looks more likely to me after that massive move. But yeah, nice move for Bitcoin Cash. There's hope here. Let's take a look at Ethereum and see what's happening to our baby Ethereum and see what's cracking. And thank gosh I sold my trade. I regretted it when I sold like 27.30 and then it ripped to 28.89, but now I don't, right? It's like you never regret it once you're in the money. You know, the weird thing is it looks like you could be making a shoulder ahead and a right shoulder, which is a bearish pattern. Period. Number 2, it's like if we have to force it, it's in some type of broadening falling wedge, which even looks like it may want to come back down to the bottom of the pattern first and then bounce. You know, I don't know. It looks weird, though. Ethereum looks pretty strange to me. You know, very odd consolidation. If it rips, it rips. Like they're doing everything they can to make it awkward. I guess I'd have to say it's kind of starting to form a bit of a diamond pattern, right? I will say, though, in from the bottom goes down the bottom, right? We can say, well, it kind of came from the top there. I don't know, in from the bottom, out the bottom. Squiggle down and down. I don't know. It looks like a Bart Simpson, right? That could come down hard. I don't know. To be honest, man, I want Ethereum to pump. The narrative sounds great. Let's go. You know, the stochastics look low and ready to pump. It's almost a hidden bullish divergence here. That's kind of down, but that's trending up. Trying to make the most sense of it Let's go to the 4 hour. It's, you know, and again, the 4 hours looks like it's in a bear flag. And it's below the 200 moving average, right? Let's see if it can make a right shoulder, like shoulder, head, right shoulder in the next, I don't know, 18 to 16 hours. Other than that, it could come further down. Ethereum doesn't look amazing to me right now. Look like shoulder, head, right shoulder. It'll probably defy the odds, but if it gets above the 200 moving average in the 4 hours, so be it. Then it's bullish, right? If it gets above the 200 on the 1 hour. If it can hold this position and get back above the 15, but right now it's dumping too. Tells me is Bitcoin going down? Usually, yeah, it is. See, challenging the 200 moving average at 105. 210. And again, I would not trade Bitcoin tonight. Heavily volatile on a Sunday night. Great way to get wrecked and lose most of your weekly gains is going hard on a Sunday night. I've learned my lesson years and years ago. I observe Sunday night and get ready for the week ahead. Get my mindset, right? Plan out where the trend is. Look at the bigger time frame. See if there's any coins worth paying attention to. You know, I really like KETA. Looks like it's going to bounce off previous resistance as support. Low at 74, all the way back to 91. KETA could be the one that continue to rip. It's been super hot. It only had a slight pullback. Nothing else has really been as hot as KETA. There might have been some other uncovered gems that I didn't know about, but man, KETA's been hot. Next target for KETA does say 270, 263, and you're sitting at 91 cents. I mean, that's a little under a 3x. And when we got into this thing, it was 12 cents, and now it's basically 91, and it went to a high of what, 160, 168? Man. So it did an amazing move. Like if it went to 120, that would be a 10x, right? 124 and 11, 136, 812, 148, and then to that to 160, you're talking a beautiful 14.5x right here. Basically, almost, no, even more. Yeah, basically a 15x. I mean, it did a 15x, and it did it since May 6th. 15x of your money in a month and 10 days. And again, it is high risk, high reward, but there wasn't many coins that I like this much. It's on Aerodrome. Why do you think AERO starting to pick up? We're seeing something brewing here. The Aerodrome, the Chase, the base connection, Coinbase and base chain. And they're not going to give up. They're not going to lay down. Coinbase, you think they're just going to stop? That's why I'm heavily invested in AERO. No matter how up and down the price goes, I'm like, that's my way of, that's backdoor bootstrapping an investment into Coinbase, right? You see what I'm saying? But you got to connect the dots and see it like that. That's how I'm doing it. But you do your own thing. I'm not going to force you to get into Aerodrome. You do whatever makes you happy. All right? I don't need you to buy my bags, man. I got, I'm in a good project that I can hold long term. Unlike every other YouTube channel. No, but seriously, bad rap for channels that people just use their own subscribers for exit liquidity. Not cool. This is school. I want to teach you guys and get you going, all right? Okay. Good stuff, man. Shout out to everyone out here. Meanwhile, I love to hear that your kids aren't drinking. It's a good sign. And you're creating a good example for your family, Jennifer. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this thing rips further to 265. It is hitting previous resistance as support. Again, taking a shot at the technical analysis, right? 10-minute topping tail holding strong for Bitcoin. Interesting. Yeah. I hear what you're saying. I love this group, and I'm over here as much as I possibly can. I learned so much here about trading and just keeping that positive mindset for myself. We have nobody else that's going to cheerlead us on but ourselves. Who's going to get me up in the morning and say, Sam, you're going to have a great stream and push it. My dad used to call me and my mom. They're not there anymore. I don't have them, but I hear them in my heart and soul. But the phone doesn't ring. When I'm down and out, I don't get distracted by the phone like I used to sometimes. Hey, Sam, snap out of it. You got this. My dad used to have pep talks with me. I get off the phone with him and realize, you know what? I got to make it hard. I got a legacy. I got a grandfather. I got a father. I had people that lived before me. He would remind me that it was basically, a sin not to use everything that God gave me because so much had to happen for me to get where I'm at today. So your grandfather was a bricklayer. I was an iron worker, Risked our lives every day. And he wasn't trying to make me feel guilty. He was trying to remind me where I came from, Sam, God led me here, and it's great to see there is good people left in the world, even if it's only in the chat. Hey, man, I've met all these people in the chat. They became my real friends. So whenever I say it's just in the chat, it's real. These are real people you're going to see in your life. You're making frequency connections that are stronger than anything you've ever done, man. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, what's up, buddy? Shout out to Dev Raj, man. God bless you, brother. God bless you. And you're right, FOMC, right back to the downside, right? Meow, meow, meow. Let's see, though. We could still hold that right shoulder, or we could continue to dump. Now, the 15-minute, you're going to look for that 7-minute to collapse. Then you're looking for the 5-minute to really go, yep. And then that 1 minute to go below. You're right. 1 minute bear flag. I mean, right now, the 1 minute looks bearish, right? So we tried our best. Look a move there, back down to 104,600 for Bitcoin. Sam, I love my dad, but he is a weak and a negative person. What would you do? You hang out with him sparingly, you know. You know, I had a similar situation in some ways. I had someone in my life that I loved, but they weren't the best to be around. And so I was around them when I could. I built them up, and I knew I avoided the conversations that got me irritable, and I put less into the, to the moment. I have to be honest. I got through the moment. But I still showed up. I still said I love you. I still, But, sometimes it wasn't easy. So. Yeah, I realize you're not going to change them. Therapy taught me that. So you got to just love the part of them that you can and leave that other part alone and go from there. There's nothing else you could do, my friend. A little bit of bullish divvy there. Can we save the day with the bounce for Bitcoin? A little bit of a long squeeze here tonight. The 4 hour still looks good, too, from that original entry we put out just a few days ago. All right. Healthy boundaries in no other way. You got to just separate yourself from the situation. You're not it. It's not you. You've got this. Yeah. And so, yeah. So I see a treacherous week ahead with a lot of ups and downs. There's going to be a lot of liquidity to grab. A lot of people going either way. I do see us headed back to the top of the range some way, some form, but I want to see how it happens here. I like Hyperliquid here, but we're starting to test this range. And if Bitcoin dumps, this is going to shoulder head and right shoulder its way right to the downside. So we do have to be careful. Let's take a look at the bigger time frame. The daily's a little high from the 21. It could slump there. So we want to kind of keep that on our radar and not be so like, no, nothing's 100%. I think I hit so much, then when my trades come out, they're like, oh, it has to be a guarantee, But just remember that I'm not 100%. Nothing I say and do is 100%. Never have been, never will be, as much as I wish I could be, right? Wow, touching the 21 and the 8 hour, it's looking pretty good. I'll be honest that could pump. But, I have some, I'm looking at both scenarios. And just in case it doesn't go the bullish scenario, I got to be ready for even myself there because I'm in the trade. I think the bond market is currently very strong. Yeah, you're looking sharp, man. Can you check the alts dominance, OTHERS.D? Let's take a look at that. Crypto total market cap excluding the top 10 dominance, right? I mean, it looks like it's going to drop. So it doesn't look amazing for the altcoins. Let's be honest. Looks like a possible bear market for these altcoins. I don't know what to tell you. And so whenever an altcoin's up, I'm swing trading it. I'm in and out. I'm not building bags. I'm not long-term holding. I learned my lesson after the last 16 months, 18 months of up and down and a lot of disappointment in these altcoins. That looks like it's going to get worse. Other dominance will drop, which means Bitcoin dominance should be raising back to the upside, right? Yeah, and that's what's happening. So Bitcoin dominance is about to do damage. They faked everybody out. It looked like it was going to be Bitcoin, all season, but no. No, not so much. And I see this as kind of a breakout riding the top of this trend line. Resistance, riding the top. That thing could moon. Let's take a look at Tether dominance. Are people at least jumping out of Tether for Bitcoin? Or is this looking something more sinister? If Tether dominance looks bullish, then we got a little bit of something to stress out. So if Bitcoin dominance looks good and so does Tether dominance, it suggests that we're going to get some type of bigger pullback. That's a flag, isn't it? And it doesn't look amazing, but just be careful. Tether dominance wants to pump. Man, people are going to be stacking Tether for a bit. So that tells me to be careful. Tether dominance with Bitcoin dominance and others dropping. Looks like there could be a sell-off here coming up. We want to desperately get rejected by 4.96, but nothing's guaranteed, right? Aerodrome is AERO, AERO. Yeah. Sam, I appreciate you. Talked to my father for the first time in three years. You were my inspiration. Shout out to Chris Reitz. You know, I can't, thank you so much, Chris. A couple people have reached out to me and said they hadn't reached out to a loved one in a long time. I lost my mom and dad. I can't reach out to my dad like you can. Like, you get to do something, like all the wins I've had, all the ups and downs. Like, Chris, you get to do something I can't do, man. And I'm not trying to, it is what it is. But you get to call your dad, man. As tough as it was, as maybe I don't know your history. I don't know what happened there between you guys. But, man, he's your dad. You came from him, man. And if there's something to be cherished there, then cherish it. If there's something to be saved, then save it. And I'm so proud of you for making that call. He may be too ashamed. He may be afraid, but maybe you let him free. I don't know. But whatever happened, I believe you did the right thing. And the fact that I had something to do with you being inspired to do that makes me so proud of my parents for raising me well. God bless my mom and dad, man, because I believe they helped that moment come true. AERO is AERO, baby. I know, right? AERO is AERO. So, yeah, Tether dominance doesn't look amazing. Bitcoin dominance could bounce with alts. Yikes. Let's look at total 3, the entire market cap of all of the cryptocurrencies, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. And it just, either they're toying with us or it's starting to make a bit of a head and shoulder pattern. I don't know what's happening here, but it's looking like alts may, they have to bounce. They have to defy this head and shoulder and bounce. Like, there's got to be a bounce here in the next 3 days for altcoins. Like, if they fiddle around and start to play down here, oh my gosh. It's another batch of people that are going to leave this market. They're going to get sick and they're not going to take it. They're going to get flushed. It's fine. I don't care. Keep getting through the weak hands. But, man, at one point, you got to throw us a bone. Keep us going, right? Dang. You have such a wholesome stream. Thank you. Someone says, won't we follow the M2 money supply? I don't think anything is guaranteed, and especially everything that everybody else says that has just been kind of, picking data from each other, really, in my humble opinion. Like, this channel, we make up our own analysis. Even yesterday, maybe we made a mistake earlier in this week. We call PPI, CPI was made, but that's how I know I'm real. I'm not taking it from me. If I was just copying other people's data, then it would just be, I would never make that mistake. So that mistake lets you know I wholesomely actually analyze the real-time data every day. I don't take anyone else's analysis for my own, and I break it down. All right. I plan on streaming and working hard like you once I have saved up to get a computer. I'll do trades and everything on my phone since 2 years now. God bless you, man. Yeah. I like it, and I don't like it. It's like I want everyone to do everything, but I don't want 1,000 people doing exactly what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I guess I do. I can't hate, right? Anyone can do whatever they want. But I just like trading is an art, and it's kind of like race car driving. Like, not everyone's going to be able to race car drive at the speed that's needed to be successful at it, right? I make it look easy. I do things most people can't do. You think it's going to be sweet. It's going to be hard. Live streaming is very difficult. It's going to be one of the hardest things you've ever done in your life. If you're not ready to go all the way, then it's going to be even tougher too, because it's going to be mentally draining. And the second you could go for a month straight, and if you let something get in the way, an ex-girlfriend comes back in your life, or maybe you fight with your mom and dad and things don't go well, whatever it is, you get emotional and you start missing days. Next thing you know, it's been a month now and you're back to where you were a month before. Streaming is so hard. I just want to warn anyone that wants to stream, and I'm just either take it over your life all the way, or it's going to you're going to get somewhere and go back and forth. It's going to be tough. I just want to give it, and again, maybe that's the best advice I could give to somebody. All right. Either do it as a hobby, that's fine, a couple days a week here and there, and that's okay. But if you really want to make it a lifestyle and go for it, it's going to be an everyday process. You know what it is, too? It's kind of, you ever seen a player talk about the game like a great player? They have a lot of respect for the game. You ever seen the respect Michael Jordan has for basketball? You ever see the respect Tom Brady has for football? Because he knows how hard it was to be that great and how the fundamentals had to be respected. I'm the same way when it comes to streaming. I'm like, it's just, I got a lot of respect for the whole streaming idea, the whole setup, the whole profession of streaming. And it's no joke, man. What about that super cycle talk? You know, I'm just looking at the bigger picture every day, man. Yeah. So you're great like this. People will copy you, not the other way around. You get used to it. When you do what you're the best at, 100%. Yeah. You bring the best people to this channel, quality and kindness every day. God bless you. Thank you. Printing that right shoulder. I mean, Total 3 looks sketchy right there. I hope you're talking about Bitcoin and not Total, but man. I mean, Bitcoin looks the same, shoulder, head. It looks bearish. I gotta be honest, right? Like, it looks like it's gonna dump. They make it look super bearish, but man, there's this shoulder head. There's the right shoulder there. Can we get this bounce? See, we're looking for the shoulder head. We're looking for this right shoulder bounce here. And then we're looking for this to make it inverted. And to save the day here. That's what we're looking for tonight. All right, I'm not even talking about going hard. This is just, you know. So, let's take a look at the DXY and see what's up with the dollar. And remember, we also have this looming, you know, black swan event that could be coming anytime. Something bigger than we've ever expected too, you know. So just be careful. This is the age of Aquarius. I would expect something large to happen that could affect the entire human race at a mass scale. Something that will blow your mind forever. Something that you will never, like, you know, when the Twin Towers went for me, my reality was never the same. You know, in America, nothing had ever happened like that to us. Like, you know, and again, I'm not going to get into the whole, like, we could, you know, I'm going to play like an NPC right now, all right? Just nothing ever happened like, but the point was, it was just, it changed how I felt about reality, about safety in America. You know, what I thought could never happen, happened. I thought we were the richest, powerfulest, biggest military. No one would ever mess with us. You know what I'm saying? The whole thing was strange. It threw me off for a long time. And I feel like something's going to happen soon here, just in that age of Aquarius. And I'm not saying it's going to be bad, or I don't know what it is, but it's going to shake us and change the way we feel about reality forever. You know, COVID did that for us too as well, right? I've been at the top of bad decisions wrecked me. I got Bitcoin when it dumped last time. I got it at 20K and rode up to 60 with 20x left, made 150,000 in profits, wasted all of them partying and being high and over trading. I'm sorry to hear that, man. That's why I quit the booze, man. I stay around people that are down to earth. Yeah, Sam, do you ever hit the flip button and go short on the 1 minute? I've done it a few times. Never works out for me. Hope it works out for you. God bless you, but it's not my thing. So the DXY looks bearish. Rejection here and roll over, but it could bounce back up. All right. Had a great Father's Day today with the family. You're a big part of that from experience and wisdom you've shared, man. I'm really happy to hear that. Ski and Rooster, God bless you, brother. You deserve it. You put in the work, man. So you're going to get those days back. When you put in the work, you know, when you're with your, like today I was with my kids. And it was a beautiful day with my kids, you know. And we just walked around a little town, had some fun, got some gifts, bought some things for our new house to make it look nice. We're Airbnb-ing it, so we got to make it look like a fun Airbnb. So we're just getting, you know, those beachy paintings, little things here and there. And, you know, you get those moments because you didn't get drunk the night before and you're hungover. Because you didn't go, you know, you didn't smash some car and your wife didn't have to pick you up because you're out of your mind. Or you didn't get divorced because, you kept shunning your family and your wife had to leave. Whatever, all the things that a man could do, that the evils could take the blessings of life away from you, you know? And so, whenever you're sharing those good days are because you've been a good man. And you get those goals. So when you're at the beach playing Frisbee with your kids, when you're helping your daughter do her math homework, when you're watching her play piano, and you step in and help her just with her cadence, or whatever it is you can do. You may not be the greatest, but you do your best. You know, that's when you're a hero. That's when you're a star. That's what we need more of every day out in this world, man. We need more men and women to be there for their kids and to be stars in the family. The family is where we're a star. We made these Hollywood people on stage shaking, I want to say it, shaking their, you know, and we made that a star. Look, when Kamala Harris was trying to get in, she put a bunch of people on the stage to shake their butt around, man. Like, seriously? Is that America? I don't think so, man. You know, and I'm not even trying to be political here. I'm just stating facts, you know? I'm just stating facts. I'm sure there's other parts on the other aisle doing the same, you know what I mean? But, man. Yeah, so I just, like, you know, we need good men and women out here to be, because we need to teach kids that that's gross. My daughter sees a woman doing that, and my daughter goes, that's gross. She said that woman has no respect for herself, and she walks out of the room. If anything like that, we don't let her watch anything. But if something ever happens where, you know, sometimes we're somewhere and someone's just, you know, my daughter says, no way, man, you know. And all my daughters are girls, man. Every one of them is a girl. I can see it. They're all ladies. They were born ladies. They want to be ladies. They're little girls, man. Just like when I was a kid, every girl was a girl. Every dude was a dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't let them watch any of that stuff. I keep it. All they know is a good family. They see a man and a woman in a good life. That's all they know. I have never let them into any of that. They don't know. If they don't know that stuff, then how could they choose that lifestyle? I'm sorry. I'm going on a rant here, but I'm a dad, man, and I guess I'm spending so much time with my daughters, and I'm watching them grow, and I cry tears of when I hear these stories of people and men getting, you know what, and you know their sons turning. It just, wow. I wonder what happened, man. When I was a kid, you know, it was everyone. There was one or, you know, it happened. I'm not saying society had its things, but it just wasn't like this. It wasn't the same. Yeah. We know who wins in the end. Jesus Christ, Lord of Lords, King of Kings. God bless you, brother. God bless you. Let's take a look at the super chats and see what people are saying here on this beautiful Sunday night, 9:32. My son is a science man. I am very good at communication, but he's extremely intelligent. Being a dad yourself, would love your advice on raising and giving him the best life. Honestly, man, I would never want to be able to say, man, to me, that's, you know, I could attempt to say something, but maybe that's just God speaking through me. I don't think I could ever say anything of that nature, man. You guys put me on a higher plane than I think I should be put on. You know, I would put art around him. I would keep things that make him happy. I would continuously encourage him. I found people who are artistic are good at taking apart cars. They'll take apart for me, I'm not saying I was maybe somewhat spectrum, like I'm somewhere in between, like a normal and an unnormal person, but I'm not that far gone, you know. But like I took apart all my toys, you know what I mean? I took out the light bulbs and found the wiring and rewired them, and I built Legos twice as fast as I should at 8 years old and stuff like that. I started writing poetry and composing music. By the time I was 9, I was writing my own music. I learned how to read and write music by 10 years old. So again, whatever, you know, I wrote 100 poems by the time I was 14. I had something to me. And I started using drugs and alcohol, and I went down a crazy path, man. With all that extra skill and knowledge, I just went the wrong way with that energy. So for him, I would say, you know, keep him around things that keep him busy, man. And, you know, they like car engines. They like building. They like, you know, their minds are active. They're smarter than we realize. So that, if I had to say anything, I would, if that can help at all, I don't know. And I don't want to sound pompous like I even have deserving to say anything. You know what I mean? If everyone can see me in this nature, like, who am I? I don't want to sound like I'm a pastor here. And I know what to say, man. All right. I had a lot of promise as a kid, man, and I took a gap away from who I was supposed to be for a while. But I'm back, baby. And crypto got me back. I got my life back. I got out of the night shift. I changed my life, and now I'm suited up, Sammy, ready to rock, man, and I'm changing the world. And thank you, everyone that helps me do so. May God bless each and every one of you. My mom, dad, my dad died. You know, I don't mean to like bring it up all the time, but man, it's my story, right? And it's part of who I am, and I can't change it. And it's not a lie. So, your channel, Sir Preach. Tony, I love you. You've been with me from day on, man. God bless you, brother. Thank you so much. Sammy, I love you. I love you too, Frank. I did the same. Start at 13, stop 5, you're good. 35. You're a blessing my night. Sam, thank you so much. Keep enlightening. Thank you. Thank you, Crypto Yield Pro. God bless you all, man. God bless you all. Baby, I love you, man. And love is a strong... When you can tell other people you love them, it means you have love in your heart to give. And when you have love in your heart to give, you can change the world, man. Love is light. And when you spread light, you actually shine light on people. They feel it. That's energy. People feel energy just like they feel the light. You know when the sun hits you and it's warm? When people tell you good things about yourself, it feels good. When people build you up, it feels good. When you have someone tell you you're worth something, it feels good. And every single buddy here on this channel watching right now is worth something. Every one of you has a miracle key inside of you, something that no one else can do as good as you can do. I believe that in my heart and soul, every single one of you here. And we just got to tap into that and find out what it is. You know, if you know my story, I'm coming home, you know. I left Massachusetts. I flew to Florida after my mom died, and I didn't come back to the house she died, you know. She was staying in when she died. She stayed in an Airbnb we all rented. And I'm home now. I'm back in Massachusetts, and I'm going through the motions of revisiting that pain and revisiting those moments. You know, those physical places that spark a reaction. I don't know about you, but like when I drove by the hospital, I went there for 5 days while my mom was in a coma. I haven't seen the building in a long time. When I saw the building and I drove by it, I kind of like I started breathing heavy. And I never knew that was going to happen to me. You know, like I didn't know when I drove by that building that the building itself was going to give me a physical reaction. You know, like I'm sure I'm going to get over it and I'm going to be able to drive by that building and be fine. But it was my first time and it hit me so hard, you know. And so I just want to let everyone know my story. If you're new to the channel and you don't know, my mom died on Thanksgiving in front of me while she had a stroke about 1.5 years ago, 7 months after my dad had passed unexpectedly. And it had just, you know, changed my whole life, you know. And so I'm here and I never took a day off. We kept pushing on the stream. And God Is Love said something that like it made me, he goes, I hope people know that you talked about your parents and how much you love them just as much before they passed. And, you know, him saying that just like, I don't know, it hits me really hard. Because I remember me before they passed. And I never thought, you know, just, you never think your parents are going to die, man. There's a comfortable feeling knowing, if you had good parents, knowing that they're there for you, you know. Look at that pump to the upside for Bitcoin. And it is making the shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder that we're looking for here on that 15-minute time frame. Look, we had this all projected. Isn't this crazy? I guess the 7 and the 5. The 10 makes it looks the nicest on the 10. Wow. And that's oversold with the bounce, man. And we get that movement. We get that tight price action. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Bitcoin. I'm bullish on Bitcoin. I think the war makes it more, or I don't even want to say, but the conflict makes it more bullish. I hope things get settled, you know. Yeah, your parents get to the end of your life, but you only get them for a portion of yours. I know, isn't that crazy? Like about half my life and then they're gone, right? My parents were with me half my life. Some people, they're with their parents till they're 50 or 60. Almost 3/4 of their life, they get to be with their parents, you know. What you're sharing is reminding us to give as much love and time and energy to our parents that have them, and important that they were, and how instrumental they were creating who you are. 100%. Thank you. Yeah. We can't protect our kids from everything. They need to have their own experience. However, we teach them by example. So when life challenges them, they know what to do, in my humble opinion. They have skills. You got to give them skills. I understand? Just like if your kid's going to go to war, you can teach them how to sword fight before they go. You don't know what they're going to encounter and how it's going to happen, but at least you can give them the skills to fight. Amen. Just talked to my mom for 4 hours today. Amen, brother. I feel you. Take the time. 100%, man. It only strengthens the case for Bitcoin. I've been watching you for about a year, possibly a little after the passing of your parents. Thank you, man. Coin operated. God bless you, brother. Yeah. You know, Sam, when my mom was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer just 3 months ago, your name came to my mind. So I'm just having trouble reading what you wrote, you know, but your word came to my mind of what you went through with your mom and dad. My world has stopped since the news. Yeah, of course. You'd give your heart for your mother, you know. Seriously, 5 years bump here and there, and I found crypto life for 1 day and 1 week. I learned everything I've been wondering about, and now I can find my ways in trading. No kidding. Much thanks, Sam. Press the crypto lifer. Thanks, man. I love my mama. Now, God bless everybody here on the live. And let's move forward. We're looking at an inverted head and shoulder on Bitcoin. I may be getting emotional talking about life, and some people can't handle it. They tune off. I get it. It's not charts. But I'm not. As I'm doing that, I'm actually still on topic. Like, I'm not, you know, the right shoulder's still pumped. Like, the projection that we looked at is playing out. You know, we saw there was a possible bullish divergence here on that 5 minute. It did get a bullish divergence bounce, right? So, like, I'm not really off topic. I'm just trying to fill your mind with other things while we're kind of getting into the nitty gritty here. You know, and the 15 minute 200 moving average is very important. We stay above it, and things can really get crispy here. Start to cook. Start to cook, baby. I mean, look at this. The only thing I don't like about this is how far the 21 is getting from the 200 moving average, which tells me we may have to meet it somewhere up in here, but that's a nice pump. Bitcoin back to 105,425 off of the bullish divvy bounce here for Bitcoin. Wow, it's just a ferocious move. And the shorts are getting nastily squeezed right now. Let's just take a look at the liquidations that are definitely occurring right here on BOOKMAP. Liquidation 1, liquidation 2. These are liquidations coming in right here on the order book. We're actually seeing people get liquidated. All right. My mom died on New Year's, ma'am. We love all your wisdom, Sam. Crypto and life go hand in hand. As your channel name says, Crypto Life. You know, I think it's really starting to take form in that way too. The way it should be. So they came down. They liquidated some longs. So look, they liquidated short. Came down, liquidated longs. Created just enough shorts to probably get more liquidations. And I want to see more liquidity get built up here. I really would like to see more liquidity get built. But what I can see right now is we got some up here. And again, it really gets all the way down to this area here. Look at this. I mean, look at all that juicy liquidity. Right there and right there. It's just so juicy. And anything is possible, but that's like what we're looking at, right? 108,700, big area of liquidity. Here we got a lot of liquidity too. Look at this red, 105.5. So it's telling me that 108,000 right here. That's our next big stop here, right? That's where we want to go. That's where the most liquidity lies. That's what BOOKMAP does. It's a cheat code. It tells me where the stop losses are. It tells me where the liquidation levels are. I can see where everyone is hiding. When they think they're kind of hiding out and nobody knows, even I know. So what do you think the market makers are seeing? So this is why they call it a squeeze. Price action is going to squeeze. You're going to be in here. Bang, right? So I'd much rather long up into these areas than short against these areas. Bitcoin finally getting a bigger pump tonight too. Look at the size of that flag, man. Wow. And again, there's my strategy. You buy the second the 1 minute candle closes above the 200 moving average. It doesn't matter when or how. If you did it earlier today, right there, little chop, but had you been able to hold on, pretty nice gains. And again, the crossing, if you did it right there, some little gains. And if you did it right there, it never went back below and pumped hard. So 1, that was a gain. 2, that was a gain. 3, a little bit of a chop, but I mean, pretty close. But you could say fine, I might have chopped, but if you got back in and gain again. If you just play it like a bot, and then here, when you got above the 200, another gain. Look, that just did exactly what it was supposed to do immediately out the target. I need the 30-second chart, really. Like, it pumped out a flag out the 30-second. And then, look, price got above the 200 moving average on the 30-second. You could trade the 200 on anything you want. I show this over and over again every single day. I teach. All right? We're here for full sessions. We're not here to listen to every tick breakdown. Lifer's channel makes you better all around with emphasis on trading. I love it, man. Juice, baby. You can always have a seat and learn. Yeah, pour some out for the ones getting liquidated. It never feels good. I know, man. They got slashed. You know. Yeah, no point in making money if you don't have a reason to do it. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you. I'm just sheesh. Was just right in front of me, but I made it hard for myself. And when I saw all the patterns and all, now I see it everywhere. 100%, man. Yeah, they're running out of Bitcoin. No one's going to sell. If people have to get out, if people feel scared and they want to move, like the war is freaking them out or, you know, whatever, the conflict, I shouldn't keep. But if people got to get out and they're saying enough is enough, right? They're going to use Bitcoin to get out, you know? So it's a free, you know, you can get your wealth out of a country fast. Nobody's going to know, you know? God bless everyone here. So many challenges in life, 100%. Just to start your journey and get your head straight, it takes a lot, you know. Look for this to come down. Make some type of right shoulder here. It would only make sense. Look for that 10-minute, 15-minute time frame to make that right shoulder. Again, maybe it continues to pump. Those are two massive liquidation candles on the 10-minute time frame. I mean, massive. Let's look at the weekly and kind of what the weekly's looking at. Funny, the weekly bounces back up. It's going to be such an awkward looking flag, right? Can you look at Dogecoin? Let's take a look at what people are saying here with the super chat. Shout out to the super chats. We have $36 in chat revenue on this quiet Sunday night. So we got Dwayne. Thank you for becoming an exclusive lifer. God bless you. Happy Father's Day. Thanks for your dedication. Shout out to Gary Bifoco. Thank you, Gary. Thanks for all you do. You're the man. Happy Father's Day. Shout out to Yard Dog in the house. How do you know where to draw the lines on Discord? I don't know what he means by that. Good morning. It's 4 a.m. I want to ask before going to sleep, what do you think? Will SWE go short, medium, or long? I'll take a look at SWE for you and tell you what is likely going to happen to SWE. Look at that, man. Can we get a green tweezer bottom and flip to the back to the upside here? Bitcoin, 105,675. I've been overly bullish when I shouldn't be. But hey, you know, I'm looking for SWE to make a huge move here. You know, only a matter of time. Only a matter of time for a pump. Nice little pump to the upside here, eh? So can we get the move? There's your cup and handle, Sammy. Cup and handy to the upside every single day here. Sammy, cup and handy to the upside, banging on him. The everyday hitter, never quit a Sammy Price. Back in the batter's box. Can he do it again, folks? No, but seriously, SWE looks beautiful to me. I like this cup and handle here for SWE. And we got the extended move out of this bigger measured move here to the upside as well. That puts SWE somewhere at about $7.83. SWE, baby, SWE. Get that bounce, get tighter in the zone, and then we have resistance here at $4.30. For me, that's your first higher low in the set. Looks like SWE's about to get busy, oversold on the daily, doing a double bottom here. That's a double bottom on the daily time frame. And I just feel like this is our last chance to buy some SWE before a bigger move comes to the upside. I could be wrong, but I'm more bullish than bearish here on SWE. Shoulder, head, shoulder. They got all the bears pushing. So they're going to have enough liquidity to kind of flush us to the upside, which everything kind of going our way there. So, again, on the 1 hour time frame, he had some bearish div, but now you're looking at a flag. So I would tell you, if I had to make a bet, All right, and I'm not a betting man, but look, shoulder, head, right shoulder in the bull flag and a pump. I see SWE pumping up to the 200 moving average on the 1 hour. That's where you'll probably get a rejection, but a pump. So I SWE pumping. I see SWE pumping from 3 somewhere to about 322 to 328. So that's my in the next 5 to 7 hours, I'd say 5 to 15 hours, I see SWE making that move. Can we look at AR, how much betting on alts ones can take? I know, right? Let's take a look at Arrowweave here. Wow, this thing looks horrible, right? Just kind of rolling over with a double shoulder, too. So, yeah, I did look at it. I think this, I was like, wow, was I looking at it? Someone asked. It's in a giant cup and handle, the lowest it's ever been. It's RWA. People seem to like it. Again, it's in that same flag we're talking about for SWE. Not really. Actually, no. Shoulder, head, right shoulder in a different spot. Some coins are getting abandoned, man. I have to be honest, because like their use case, not enough people cared about them. See, a coin with no real, I'm not saying this is happening to this coin, but I'm just saying a coin with no real team, no real big plan, they can slide in a bull run when all the money's, and they can, we're going to do this, and they just put out a little data, and they have tweets here and there, and they slide by. But once the market's tight like this, and your product stinks, and you got nothing, it starts to get pretty obvious, right? And things like this start to happen, and people get sell-off. So I think this thing could go lower. I do. It could be your final chance to buy before a big pump. If Bitcoin pumps, fine. It takes everything out these cup and handles, and we're gone. And you could be lucky with a loop back up, but I'd rather trade a stronger project, personally. Speaking of Virtuals Protocol. Now, Virtuals looks just as messy as the rest of the market. What a messy way to trade, right? Just this, everything's in this up and down. They're not making it easy. They're not giving us a nice bull pennant to break us to the upside, I'll tell you that, right? If anything, that's a symmetrical triangle that could go either way. Just like Bitcoin, right? So if Bitcoin breaks out, Virtuals breaks out. If Bitcoin slumps over, Virtuals slumps over. Shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder. I gotta be honest, man. And again, it just could be the one time that it doesn't decide to break out of this shoulder, head, and shoulder pattern. But even if it does, fine. Then it has to find its, falling wedge breakout. And it has a deeper cup and handle. Back to the 618. It did pump pretty nice. Going to come back down to the 130 area. Watch your symmetrical triangle for Virtual. So, yeah, you can see a lot of mixed signals here. I would DCA and buy coins when they're not looking amazing. That's my thing. I don't buy the top. I buy the discount. To buy things in discount, you got to buy the fear. Let's take a look at that crypto fear and greed index and see what's happening. It's at 61. So I'd like it further. We were at 51 not too long ago, and we bounced back up. So just last week, we did hit 50. In the last 7 days, right? 71, then we came down 60. Oh, we went up to 71 in the 10th? I do think, okay. Yeah, there was 52 on June 6th, though. I was about to say, not too long ago, I did see 50. Then we got the bounce up with the band, and then we're kind of back and forth here with the fear and greed index. Follow me at CryptoLifer33. I'd greatly appreciate it. Showing you kind of some behind the scenes, showing you what life is like, having some fun. We did an awesome Q&A with Weeks about, Father's Day. How would your father view your child's exposure? How would you view your child's exposure to crypto? I'm excited because she understands you do not pull all your value into someone else. You don't put all your value in someone else's hands. The concept of a bank to her makes no sense. She said, why would you give all your money to the bank? She said that makes no sense to her. She said, it makes no sense. She said, but being your own bank makes sense. Yeah, of course. Like, you have your own crypto. Like, why would you give your crypto to someone else? Like, why would you? She has, like, wow, AERO. So in the last 5 minutes, I didn't even realize it was a 5 minute. I thought we were looking at so in the 5 minutes, it went below the 200, got right back, nailed the stop. I did say watch out for stop hunting, right? And then ripped right back to the upside. Just snatched the liquidity. Usually when someone snatches liquidity, they're on their way somewhere, right? I look at the bigger picture here for AERO and be looking for this flag and this cup and handle for more. And remember, it's all connected there. Aerodrome, making it happen. Coinbase, base chain. You heard it here first. You do the math. But Coinbase ain't going to stop, and they're going to continue to put big money. And I'm excited to see what could happen. Crypto will run. We just kept running. You know, they tried to take crypto down, but you can't take something that never stops down. So we had a Doge trade. We got in at 225. It pumped all the way up to 2.5. Again, when Bitcoin collapsed, it takes the whole market down. You move that stop to break even or not. Otherwise, you're still in that trade for long term. So Doge, I mean, it's now making a deeper cup and handle. The cup and handles are getting more treacherous. And for me, I'm all about playing that like 4 hour, the 1 hour. So you get back above the 200 moving average on the 1 hour time frame, and then I'll start to be more receptive to swinging. Until then, I'm just watching. You know, this looks identical to that. I mean, that's a fractal. Look at it. I just got to show you what I just saw. It's pretty weird. Where is that? Yeah, bars pattern, right? Yeah. I mean, but it looks identical to itself. Look at that. So creepy, right? Just looks like it may roll over for more, just dump again. I'm not saying it's going to for sure. I would not touch it unless it got back above the 1 hour 200 moving average. Other than that, it looks like it could continue to slump a little bit. I mean, the daily's the lowest it's been in a long time. It's been slow bleeding since the rejection at 25. Can a double bottom possibly at 16? I'm not saying it's jumping to zero out of nowhere. I'm just putting a fractal there. I see it getting tight, and maybe in 2 weeks from now, it starts to pump again. And that could take, people don't realize, we could just go sideways right here for 2 weeks. You know, you're definitely not buying the overbought. You're buying the discount. But again, you know, you're not chasing green candles. I always say, you know, when I'm buying the fear, it works out over time. But again, I can't tell you what to do. You do whatever makes you happy. If it works for you, it works for you. Right? You think Bitcoin brought the break 106,000? I don't think. I just look at the charts and do the rock away. All right? I don't dance. I just pick up my pants and do the rock away. I don't dance. I just pick up my pants and do the rock away. I mean, Bitcoin just ripped out the shoulder, head, right shoulder. Oh, man, that's crazy, right? We projected this right shoulder, remember? If you were watching my channel, I said look for it to make a right shoulder here and possibly bounce up. You can't say we didn't call this before it happened. Let me go find it on the channel. Sean, can you put out where I just said there was going to be a right shoulder? Unbelievable. This is why people come to this channel. We talked through this before it happened. Talked about how vicious it can be if you lose the 200, but get back above it, you're going to rip again. So now you're bullish. Now you look for small time frames to continue the pump. Now you look for this 1 minute to flag out, you see? And for the 21 to meet it. You've got your measured move here, right? And it may be uptrending. We don't know exactly how the flag will play out, but we're looking for something of this nature here for Bitcoin on a Sunday night. Bitcoin, baby. And look at the volatility. Sunday night has heavy volatility. Look, they started with a pump, they dumped it. They pumped it, 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 they dumped it. They pumped it huge. They dumped it, they pumped it again like crazy. Look what they started. They started this insanity at about 6 o'clock, and it kept going. First, they bottomed us out at about 5 in the afternoon today with an inverted head and shoulder. Look, shoulder, head, right shoulder. Above the 200 moving average. Boom. You can play my plays almost any day of the week. You just have to be consistent about how you make it happen. Bitcoin is attempting to hold above the 200 moving average on the 30-minute time frame. It's likely going to be a rejection if you're pretty far. The 21 ain't too far. I can see the 45 boom all the way up to that 200 on this awkward, choppy, double bottom nonsense. Garbaggio. That's just complete garbage. It's so crazy, right? And now it did hit my green box, which is crazy, right? So I can't say I hit it, but hey, man. Right. Bogdanov. Yeah, Bogdanov. Pump it. Yep. The lean back reference gets me every time. I know, right? I don't think. I just trade Bitcoin and do the rock away. I don't dance. I just pick up my pants and trade the leverage. It just came out when I was in Queens, so it was like, you know, we were like St. John's, you know, do the rock away, man. I was there, man. I was right near Jamaica, Queens when 50 blew up. Like, we were there, man. Like, the songs were made for our generation. I was living in the mean streets of New York. I was eating it up. Like, it was just, you know, and I was driving by the project, going into the Bronx, seeing the reality. You know, when I lived in Boston, we have like 5-story projects. Yeah? You go to New York, 30 stories, 50 projects, 10, 15 buildings everywhere. The Jefferson houses, the Washington houses. You got Spanish Harlem. You've got, you know, you've got up by Fort Tryon Park and the Washington Heights, where you can get you know, you could disappear in a heartbeat. I mean, you know, you got Canarsie, you got Brooklyn, you got Queensbridge, one of the biggest projects in the game, man. I mean, just saying, like, you know, 41st Street, like, it just, you know, then you got 139th in Lenox, then you got, you know, you got St. Nick's in Harlem. Harlem was no joke. I spent a lot of time in Queens. I spent a little bit of time in Harlem. If you're a Queens dude, Harlem was a little foreign to you. If you were a Harlem guy, Queens a little foreign to you. You show up in different parts of the city, kind of out the, you know, looking around, man. City, man. I miss the beat of that city, but I also love being back in nature, man, where I should be. But I was a city guy, 20 years in New York City. I was born in Jamaica, Queens, man. Shout out to my Jamaica. Anyone here lived in Jamaica, Queens? Other than Jamaica for about what? On and off. Jamaica, Flushing, Fresh Meadows. You know? I told my younger apprentice yesterday, we don't dance. We do it the wrong way. I know, right? Yeah, we don't jump to price action, man. What it means is we don't jump around to what's going on around us. We stay planted. That's what it means. You know what I mean? I don't dance. I just pick up my pants, you know? I don't do all that. I don't do all that jump around nonsense. You know, when they give us the news and they want us to dance, I don't dance, man. I just stay strong. Trade the pattern, trade the plan, trade the 200. Stay focused. RIP Prodigy, 100%, man. Thank you for saying that, Tony. I DJ one time at a huge club in Jamaica, New York. Found it was huge. Trying to think. There was so many back in the day. I didn't really go into Jamaica to club a lot either. That was pretty crazy late at night. I mean, sometimes we were in the local bars. Traditions. Anyone ever been to Traditions in Queens? The bar Traditions. It was off of like Horace Harding. I believe the Hardway. Oh, no, it was near, no, off the Long Island Expressway past Parsons Boulevard. Parsons Boulevard, Queens Boulevard, man. What y'all know? What y'all know about New York, man? It's crazy, right? Astoria, baby. I know Astoria well. Yep. 34th Avenue. What a beautiful bear flag. Would be a shame if the shorts got squeezed this week. You know? Shout out to After Hours Investing. God bless you, brother. Thank you for jumping on in. HAIC was one of my favorite albums of all time. Me too, man. No thanks to any big cities. So many have turned into left. Oh, man, it wasn't that when I was a kid. The cities were great places. I mean, they were still crime-ridden. Like, you had to be careful. It was a city, but not like what it is today, man. London is just insane, I heard. Like, yeah, take the F train, man. 100%. Take the D train. That was the instrumental I listened to by Pete Rock. Take the D train. I used to go up to Fordham. My buddy lived up there. Right? Let's take a look at my hype trade. The only trade that really, you know, I believe that's probably your last chance to get virtual, and it's going to take off of it. It's an ugly inverted. It's like a hidden inverted. Like, that's really a shoulder. That's the head. That's the right shoulder. They're just trying to hide it from us before the rippage. They don't want to hide what's going to happen. RIP Prodigy, man. Ethereum looking like it's going to bounce, right? Like it's going to finally get the bounce. We could play it like it never broke out of the flag, and it's just back in another ascending triangle, about to do damage again. Get in here with a stop below 23.7. Let this puppy take you to Valhalla all the way to 3,700. It could happen. It's gutsy call. It could make a right shoulder, and then we'll have to decide whether we bounce or stay in the trade, stop the break even when it gets stopped out. If you trade it properly with proper risk, then, you know, you get stopped out with break even or with little, you know, a little loss. But if you, you know, You don't have to go all in on this stuff. You just take it nibble by nibble, step by step. Ethereum, looking interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if it does pump from here. Last chance to get into ETH. Let's take a look at Hyperliquid. And I tell you, man, people are like, why do you live stream during the weekend? Nobody does. Nothing happens on the weekend. It's boring. And I'm like, just because of what you said right there. Because nobody else does it, right? So I'm going to do it. I mean, Hyperliquid looks like it's going to boom to the upside, right? I like what I'm seeing. The 4-hour looks good. We've been talking about this breakout. And there it goes. Hyperliquid, baby. And we talked about this over and over again. Can we get the double bottom move at least to the top of the channel? Looks like it's going to chill when it gets to 44.98. But, man, it's a double bottom. Double bottom has a measured move. And see how I just play the patterns, man? I don't do anything crazy. I just do the rock away. That's exactly what I'm saying. Lifer model taking shape right now on the 1 minute time frame. Wow, now we got it all coming together. Let's take a look at the 1 minute. 1 minute touching the 21 above the 200 moving average. The flag. That's my entry right there. That's when I usually go for the gusto. It's just hard for me to trade Sunday night. It's very rare for me to do that. Well, I can miss the pump of my life. Hey, I got a big long cooking, so I've been letting that thing cook for days. It's been underwater on and off, but I'm like, whatever. I believe in the bigger move, so I don't really stress it. I'll show a gain of like 5 racks when it's over, right? Man. Yeah, watch for this flag. Watch for it to do its thing. It could. I am seeing some bearish div here. Swing up while that swings down. Look at the bearish divergence. And I've seen this play out as a slanted shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then dump. Just be careful. Don't chase too crazily. Watch the flag. I'd let it flag out now before I chased it. Make sure it can kind of go more lateral with the 21. If that happens, you'll end up over here. The odds are going to bounce. If you make this right shoulder and start to, then no. But if you end up right here, sideways, so the next 20 minutes are going to tell you, and that's why I use the 1 minute. It's going to tell us what to do. If we get tight, then we can long. Start to kind of fall down, then we know it's not. So right around there is going to be the crossroads. We're going to find out what Bitcoin does on the 1. If it does the right thing, we can take the trade on the bigger time frames too. Sam, the 4-hour Bollinger Bands say a big move is coming tonight. Let's take a look. I've used the Bollinger Bands on and off for years. The bully boys. The bully boys. Oh, no. Yeah, they're very tight. Agreed. Very tight. It says we're about to explode to the upside. Every time the Bollinger Bands get that tight, that's like the tightest they get, honestly, on the 4-hour. Nice observation on the Bollinger Bands there. John Bollinger. He knew his stuff, right? They were tight. Right there. This looks a lot like right there. That's the last time they were this tight. The 4-hour was about to make a monster move for Bitcoin. Explosive. I'm going to call it explosive move here. Back to the top of the channel. That's what I see happening. And again, I teach you how the 21 and the 200 are just like the Bollinger Bands. I talk about this a lot. But I believe that maybe how he used them together, but. So I don't know what I was doing just there. The chart moved a little too fast for me, and then things got out of control. And I was like, whoa. Okay, look. I know the show was supposed to end at 10, but I'm too immersed in my job. I can't stop. And I don't have a jacuzzi here anyway, so. But ching. Well, we have a lot to cover, too. We got Jer Powell. Yeah, I see a move I see the 4-hour booming, man. I've been long, and I have never really turned away from it. They just kind of toyed with the idea. Remember, we made this long right there with the stop below the wick. That trade is still valid. Get in right here, stop below the wick. Still a valid trade. I see a weird move. I see a move back to the top of this pattern. They'll liquidate all these shorts. Brah. And BOOKMAP is also with me on it, telling me there's liquidity to the upside. There's more liquidity above us than below us. And look we're squeezing the shorts again. There's short liquidations right now happening as we speak at 105.88. Bitcoin liquidating the shorts. Out of control here. 1 minute in a bull flag about to boom. Like, that's a beautiful scalp right there. That's likely going to pump. See, remember we said if it goes sideways, we can take it if it makes the right shoulder. I feel like it made the right shoulder. Then start to pump. No, I mean, this looks beautiful. Look for that to break out right now, all the way to 106,888. Bitcoin doing damage. People should be searching it right now, wondering why it's pumping, but retail just isn't here for the opportunity. They want to go to bed and get ready for work. But this is the work right here. We're going to be up all night making gains, buying more BTC. Remember when I bought Bitcoin at 104.3 this weekend and said that'd probably be the lowest price ever? Bang, baby, bang. Hype booming to the upside, just as we said it would. Shout out to anyone that got into the hyper liquid call. We talked about it here on the channel before it even happened. You can't say we didn't. We nailed it. Bang, bang, bang. If the stream's loading, it's just you. Refresh your computer and get in gear. Your internet is slacking. Should I stop my ETH long when Bitcoin reached 106? Up 12K already. That sounds amazing. I mean, I would just take my money, but you do whatever makes you happy. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. My target for AERO is $5, man. These are your last chances to buy altcoins before they rip, man. Look at that thing ripping. Swede deciding to do damage out the flag, right out. What more do you want here? This channel teaches you how to get in line. Look at the shorts getting squeezed. 105.9. Bang, bang, bang. Let's go. Let's go. Shorts can't take it. I'm loving it. Pop, 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 pop. Man, crazy, right? Did I just do that? Funny. But they got me, you know. They're in my head, man. Wow, it's been a crazy day, man, for Bitcoin and altcoins in general. Just, man, the weekend was treachery. Definitely sketchy days. But again, we got above some key areas, and now you can see how Watch of the Weekend could have positioned you in the right place if you weren't too greedy. All right. Man, I just wanted to look at another, man, I'm looking at a code here. Cold all day. I might trade all night now. Who knows? I was waiting for this bump all weekend, and then it just played games. But this is the initial move we needed. We're not needed. I don't need nothing, but we were looking for BTC, right? More beneficial move. I says I'm all ins on Bitcoins. I'm all ins on the Bitcoins, boys. That's it. Imagine people that, like, they're never going to know about Bitcoin until it's too late. When they finally find out about what happened and what it did, it's going to be too late for them. It's so crazy, right? If you're here right now at this time, all of us are so lucky. We're some of the people are going to remember us in history as the people that were the first to figure this out. Don't you get it? Like, even if you're just coming in now, like, I know I'm in 8 years, but even if you're just coming in now, man, first time in history, like, anything is possible, right? It's amazing. Amazing. And these are the days of our lives. Just be careful chasing Sunday night volatility, all right? Life remodel taking shape, all right? You're an inspiration. 2-hour stream, 7 days a week. So much value. How about Nasty Nas for Monday setup? God bless all the lifers. Let's take a look at the NQ. Diamond-haired weirdos. Shout out to Master Friend in the house. We don't stop, Master Friend. Let's take a look at the nasty Nas, the NASDAQ, the NQ, the E-mini futures, the E-minis. So I told you to watch that bigger rising wedge that's likely going to move to the upside. Almost stopped us out, but didn't get us. Stop losses below the high volume node. The point of control at 21.44. They brought it to a low of 21.471, but not to 21.421. So still bullish on the trade. There was some drawdown, but you're still in the trade. So you didn't get stopped out. You're ready to rock. If you're trading the long-term NQ with me, this thing is a ticking boomer to explode to the upside. I see this rising wedge going parabolic as they continue to print money to the upside. Soon the stop loss will get to break even as we continue to pump. I'm looking for this thing to do some serious damage on the bigger time frames. This is the daily chart on the NASDAQ. Look at oversold getting the turn. I like it, and I like it a lot. There's my signal there too. Wait for the 21 to possibly catch back up to the NASDAQ, but the 1 hour is making the bull flag above the 200 moving average. That's what we go for over and over again. I've taught you well. If you know the system, you know the sauce, you're ready to rock. You've got it down. These are the easy. Yeah, BTC.D was crazy hard. Oh, yeah, right. And don't think it was easy for us, 100%. Nothing was easy. You know what I mean? It was never easy. It wasn't easy holding at 6K. It wasn't easy holding at 100K. Yeah, I have to be honest. It is a lot less difficult. All right. Longest I ever stuck around on any channel ever, period. Wholesome, knowledgeable, full of value. You're giving all this for free. Is philanthropy on its own. Hey, man. It'll come back to me tenfold. People are good, man, in this world. And they'll see what you've done. It never goes waste. It's never waste. When you give good energy out there, it's never wasted. Never. Remember that. Anyone who says you're wasting your time just doesn't understand how to give. You know what I mean? They're not on your frequency. People that think things that we do are a waste of time just don't get how much we care about other people. Society needs to be built. Someone's got to care about everybody else for us to work as a human race. So, you know, there has to be humans that care more about the human race than themselves a little bit for us to get somewhere in life, right? The herd's got to move, man. We can't all be for ourselves or we won't be able to, the human race won't survive. So. Shout out to Baudry. Shout out to everybody here. I got lucky with each and every one of you. This whole system, this whole universe, everything that happened, so lucky. NQ about to move. I just don't like trading Sunday nights, but it looks like I'm going to wake up tomorrow wishing I traded all this. I should be up all night trading. Every time I want to go to sleep lately, I say I'm going to have a quiet night tonight. Nope. Bitcoin rips to the upside out uncontrollably. Out of control. Shout out to Mac Alair, my man. God bless you, brother. Thank you. So can we get this move, Bitcoin, to the upside? Tonight's crazy. I expected tonight just to be kind of whatever, but Bitcoin's starting to get crazy now, and people don't know what to do. Asia's waking up, buying everything they can. They're getting ready for a monster move here. They're saying, Bitcoin, you're going to rip on us. I don't know. Watch the divergence there, but it's starting to make kind of a pennant here. Man, look at this. It's heating up on the 1 minute time frame. It is my model. We're above the 200, touching the 21, but it's just, I like when we're more lateral. You're in a rising wedge. That could be treachery. There's some bearish divergence here. Be careful. Luck is when preparation meets opportunity, 100%. Happy Father's Day to all the dads, man. Thank you. Blessings on blessings to be here with each and every one of you. Thank you. Yeah, we just need that one big hit. Come on, baby, roll that die. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in and appreciate you all for being with us. We really do. It means the world to me. Thank you. I couldn't do it without you guys. You know it. You know it. It goes on, goes on, one more time. I already said that. Divergence. Yeah. Bitcoin built for chaos. Luck is when prayer. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so some bearish div. What is that? Well, you can see the RSI starting to swing down hard. Price action flattening out. But again, we got that inverted. We were looking for the shoulder, head, right shoulder, 7-minute pop. Looking for the bigger time frames to reverse price action. We're looking for the 2-hour to just get lit here above the 200 moving average and just go. Just go and never look back. Go 2-hour, go, baby. Go, baby, go. Just go. Just fly. Just fly. You can get a long right here with a stop below these wicks and just back to the top of the channel. It's treachery tonight, but it's creating an opportunity, so. What's up, Lifer? Almost 2x my account with the Lifer model this weekend. Unbelievable, Lewis Angel. God bless you. Thank you for learning and sticking with me and getting the knowledge and then being able to turn that knowledge into gains. This is what I want to hear. You made me a happy man because you're doing the right thing. Shout out to Cadillac Hobo with the 777s. Shout out to Beast Aesthetics. Shout out to Bit Every Day. Shout out to Derek for Reals. That's awesome, man. Shout out to Guardian of Gaia. Shout out to the Dusty Hunt, Peter Eckel, Tom Collide, and everybody out there, Rave Song Records, and the whole crew. May God bless everybody out there holding me down, kicking it with the lifers, man. Fear and Greed. 61. To me, that's a great price, especially when you were 71 not too long from now. Hold doors open for people 100%. What do you think is the top for AERO? I'm going for at least $5 to $6. You know? That's what I want to see. Dude, Bitcoin. Getting ready. Ripping. Watching the 1-minute flag here. Ooh, it's getting close. It's getting close. I mean, can it get more sideways too? This is what I do. See, once it starts to do this, can it make the lateral flag and break out? So you got some options here now as you're not giving back your gain. And then you got previous resistance as support. Remember, you close the weekly candle above the area that's so key. So let's take a look at BTC. The altcoins, not every one of them looks amazing. We got to be honest with ourselves. All right. You know, I say the daily's on a higher low, about to rip. And I know people don't believe me. They think I'm crazy. But that daily just looks so dang good. And I'm all about my support or resistance in my higher lows. And see, you're above a previous resistance right there. Use that as support. SR flip. And there's a falling wedge. And it's got that cup and handle vibe that in your curving. Man, you get that move, right? Gone, baby, gone. I could see it happening. Wake up tomorrow in the gains on a Sunday night, too. It could be treachery, though, so. But the odds are higher, I believe, that that's going to rip than dip. But again, who knows? Who knows? You know, it's funny. I haven't looked at AIXBT in a while. Let's take a look at that. And again, I'm not trading this tonight, even though I want to so bad. I'm going to let the market do its thing. Come back tomorrow, assess, and then make a beautiful trade, Monday night like I usually do. Just trade what I'm supposed to trade, not, Funny, everything's in this, cup and these shady handles. Coming back down to those 618 key levels on the Fibonacci. That would take you to 13. Put you back to 40. Resistance at about, 24.72. And you got this beautiful support sitting at that 0.5 fib 2, right aligned at the 16 cent region. So, yeah. So we'll see. So, yeah, I'm more bullish on Bitcoin bouncing back to the upside. We're watching it inside of this symmetrical triangle. We want to see a bounce off the bottom trend line here and come back to the top trend line. Then we'll go from there. From there, we'll see the pattern more exposed, a little more mature, and we'll see what, so a bounce back to here makes sense. Flush out these longs, get back up. We got liquidity to the upside, and we'll go from there. I'm going to jump on out of here for the night at 10:24, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. May God bless each and every one of you for jumping on in. Our basically hype is the only thing I'm really going for all weekend, and so you made gains on hype with me if you traded throughout this weekend. Shout out to everyone on the live. Thank you for all the super chats. Thank you for all the love. Thank you for everyone that threw down on the stream today. You're an inspiration. 2-hour streams. Thank you, USA Algo Trading. We looked at Doge. We looked at everything people asked for. Shout out to all the beautiful super chats out there. Thank you so much. Let me fix this. It's got to go down a little bit. Actually, no, wait. There it is. Yeah. Got to come down. It's a little high. It's a little high for a square. Anyway. And it's got to be perfectly straight with the line with the I think I yanked on it at one point. That's more like it right there. That's how you got to have it, see? You just want a slither coming out. Any higher than that, it's wrong. It's just not right. You can pull off the straight pocket square. It's, and it's very like, it's more very, bodyguard, CIA-esque, It's got that extra vibe to it. Anyway, you'll figure all this out in your own time, in your pocket square days, you know what I mean? You'll experiment with pocket squares throughout your time, and you'll come to a fun place when it comes to your pocket square life. Everybody, I love you. Thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. May God bless you all. We'll be back tomorrow trading the NQ, trading Bitcoin, getting ready for the week ahead. I'll be there. Are you going to be there? God willing, inshallah. Keep me healthy through the night so I may show up tomorrow ready to rock out and do a great stream. Thank you for my kids. Thank you for my life. Thank you for a beautiful Father's Day. God bless everybody out here. I'll see you tomorrow. Stay amazing. You're your best cheerleader. Push yourself to the limit and believe in yourselves. Go to bed tonight with positive thoughts, positive ideas. Your week is going to be amazing. We're going to be back here Sunday night talking about how amazing our week was. I can't wait to be with you guys at the next weekly candle close. God bless you all. Thank you so much. Your channel is my channel. You made this happen. God bless you all. The secret to success. You know what it is? I know what the secret to success is. You know what it is? It's getting started.